Next up, a model preview, including a pod for the Predator. Well, hey everyone, and welcome back to another Interstellar Modeler. So this video is going to be a model preview for you guys, and I'm going to be showing you some new products from Blackheart Models. But before I get to that, I want to mention a few comments here. This last weekend, we saw the cancellation of San Diego Comic-Con. And events like this, we've been seeing canceled throughout the year so far because of the coronavirus, so it's all being done for the right reasons. However, you know, it's a hardship for many people. You know, certainly it's a disappointment to the fans, but you're talking about people who are affiliated with the show, including the organizers, the people who work at the show, and certainly the vendors who depend on these events. It can be a major thing to have to go through. And the same thing can be said with Wonderfest. This is a show that's been not canceled but rescheduled, but even though that event is still planned and hopefully it will go on, there's still a lot that goes on with having to reschedule such an event. And because this is a hardship for them, George Stevenson, who is the founder of Blackheart, has come up with an idea to try to help them out. It's going to be called WantaFest, and what it is a web event that will be put on at the end of May, and it'll have some of the elements of a festival or a convention. It just won't have the social interaction, but it will have a model contest that you can enter. It'll have an auction and a raffle. I'm going to be donating some models to the raffle myself, and there'll be an entrance fee, and any of these fees that are being generated from this will be, all the proceeds will head over to the people at Wonderfest. So I think it's going to be a great event, a fun event, and you can find out more information about the event at the link that I'm posting here in the description of this video. So check it out. It'd be great to see a lot of you guys participate. I think it'll be a great time. So I'm going to be trying to promote the event starting here, and I'll mention it also in some upcoming videos here as I post them prior to the event. So let's go ahead and get on now with our model review here. So the first model I'm going to show you is a model that is Blackheart's first spaceship model. And the story behind this model goes back to the early 90s when Mr. Stevenson had another company called Geometric, and at that time he had in mind to design a model that would be a concept of a ship that we conceivably would have seen in the Predator movie. He's a big fan of the film, and he wished that there was some sort of sequence where we saw a spaceship with the Predator land, and so he thought it'd be cool to design a kit like that. And what he did, in order to make it look like it belongs in the movie, is he commissioned artist Stephen Wang. He's a person who worked on the designs of the Predator creature itself, and came up with this model kit. Had pretty much everything on track to get it packaged and marketed and all of that when his company ended up folding. So years later, here we are now, and he has Blackheart, and he's bringing this to market finally. It's been on the back burner for many years. And so I think you'll be really impressed with the model kit. It's beautifully done, and it certainly does look like it belongs in the movie because Stephen Wang had a hand in it. And it's sculpted by an artist named Danielle Angelosi. And I think you'll be really impressed with it, so I'm going to show you that. And then I'll show you some new sculpts that they have for their Micromania bust line. I've been working with their bust line now for a little bit here with their Ray Harryhausen collection. I did a video on that a couple videos ago, and really fun pieces to work with, beautifully detailed. So I wasn't surprised that the Star Trek busts now, because that's what these are. These are busts associated with the original Star Trek series, and it includes Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, Uhura, and Ricardo Montalban as Kahn. Are beautifully done, and I think you'll be impressed with them as well. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll begin with the space pod. So the model comes nicely packaged. What you'll see on top is an envelope that contains instructions and also a picture of what the final model should look like. And I'll also give you a close-up of the instructions briefly as well, but it tells you how to put the figure together because there's a figure that comes with it as well as the pod itself. So let's go ahead and take it out of here. And you can see it's been shipped in a container that's cut out for the pod. And let me go ahead and unpack these for you. Okay, here we have all the pieces laid out. I count about 32 pieces. And I have the ruler next to the main body of the pod here, showing about 6 inches in height. And let me just take the video camera and run down the pieces here. You can see the detailing inside is beautiful. No defects to be found there. This is the pilot seat and the bottom of the pod here. And then we have the face of the pod. This, of course, is the outside. Let me turn this over to show you how nicely detailed the interior is. Here's the ceiling of the pod there. We've got a control panel and all the detailing that you see here. We have these pieces that fit along the sides. Both the exterior and interior are nicely detailed there. And you can see the detailing is very crisp. And then we have the alien creature. Oh, and this is the windshield. And then we have the alien creature right next to it here. And you can see the detailing is very nice. We've got the head, the torso, arms, and the legs. And then we have these other pieces here, many of which go in the interior. So what I'll do is I'll now show you some slides of the pod so you can get a more detailed, higher resolution look at it. And then we'll move on to the Star Trek bust. But yeah, a very unique piece that I think would make a nice addition to your collection, especially if you're a fan of the Predator movie. It's a very cool looking ship. So I will definitely do a video of the buildup of this, and I'm even thinking we might be able to put some lights on the inside. I could just see this thing glowing, you know, from the inside. So we'll see if I can do that. But let me go ahead and give you a closer look, and then we'll move on to the Star Trek busts. So the model runs for $125 plus shipping. It is a beautiful model kit, and you can see from the pictures, it is one of the cleanest resin kits I've ever seen. I've never seen detail like that with a resin kit. It's just beautifully done, and it would make a unique addition to your collection for sure. The model kit can be found in the Micromania figure category there of their website. Along with that, you'll also find a selection for the Predator creature himself, which runs for $35. It comes in both the gray resin and a clear resin. Well, let's go ahead and move on to preview number 2. Okay, up now are these beautiful sculpts from Star Trek. These are now found in the Blackheart Micromania line. And we, of course, have a sculpt of William Shatner as Captain Kirk. Leonard Nimoy, of course, as Mr. Spock. We've got Michelle Nichols. And the characters appear to me as they did in the first season of the show. I remember Uhura's hair looking like this in particular. And just by the expression Mr. Spock has, it just reminds me of first season. Now, I'll give you some extra shots here in just a second just to show you more detail, because the video camera can only pick up so much detail here. But I'd like to show you this sculpt of Kahn. And, of course, this is Ricardo Montalban as he appeared in Wrath of Khan. Beautifully done. You can see the likenesses are nicely captured. Let's take a closer look at them now. the busts run $30 each, or you can buy all 4 for $100. Shipping will vary from $10 to $15 depending on whether you buy a single or all 4. Now, before we wrap up, I wanted to show you one other thing, and that's this piece here. This completes now the Ray Harryhausen collection for me. This is the troglodyte from the Sinbad movie called Eye of the Tiger. So let me show you a close-up of this. And the bust measures about 3 inches, or a little over 3 inches from top to bottom. And you can add another couple inches or so for the base. In fact, all the bases for the Micromania line are the same height. And here he is with the rest of the collection. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with working with those. I think you'll enjoy them as well. So check them out again at the Micromania busts category there at Blackheart Models. So that completes this video. At the end of the week, I'm going to be posting another one, and that will be the continuation of me sharing my collection with you. I want to thank you for all the positive comments that were left with the first part. I wasn't sure if this would be much interest to a lot of people, but I'm happy to see many people were very positive about the video, and I look forward to sharing more of it with you. I know through the years many people have asked me to do this, so I'm more than happy to share it with you. So thanks again for watching, you guys, and please stay safe and healthy. I will see you then in the next video. Take care.